Hey folks, what I want to cover right now today as I'm rearranging my window real quick, I want to be able to show you the calendaring piece of Google. I know we use this quite a bit in terms of seeing calendars that are shared, but I want to make sure you understand exactly how to put one together with the final goal being, quite honestly, to get it out to your class. They're going to be using iPads this year, so therefore no problem in setting up a calendar, shared calendar amongst your class. If you already use a learning management system like Ngrade or Edmodo, this is somewhat familiar, but I figured what the heck. We've got Google Apps right in front of us, and we'll go ahead and show you how to do some shared calendars. What you see in front of you is my calendar piece. You'll notice that I've got this My Calendars window, and I got a bunch of calendars in here. Let me just... If I go over here to My Calendars, you'll notice I've got a good list of calendars here. If I scroll down, you'll see this other piece called Other Calendars, and this tends to be a little bit more of what Google will offer, as well as some other. You'll notice I have a Lepage family calendar here going on, and Boston Bruins fan, so I have the Bruins calendar going on too. These tend to be more global in nature, where your My Calendars are the BridgtonAcademy.org specific calendars for our school system. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start a calendar for, again, thinking about our class. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, click on the triangle, and I'm going to say Create New Calendar. You've got this box that comes up. Let's say I'll just create it for my multimedia class. Multimedia, we'll just call it multimedia. And I'll put a description in here. This calendar is for Dave Lepage's, multimedia class. There, and I'm good there. You got your time zones. You can go ahead and set up a time zone for yourself. I'll come back to sharing in a second. But so I'm good. We're just going to call it multimedia. I'm going to say create calendar. And now I scroll down to My Calendars, and you'll see this multimedia calendar that appears. We're going to go ahead and create an event within that calendar. And so let's say I'm July 18th. We have class at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to click in at 1 o'clock, and it's going to say, okay, you want to add an event? I'm going to say, yep, we're going to add class. You'll notice by default it comes up as Dave's calendar. Every time you add an event, it's going to automatically default to the calendar, that your personal calendar. So you're going to make sure you get the right place. So I click here and I say, I don't want it in Dave's calendar. I want it in the multimedia calendar. And I'm going to go ahead and click Create Event. And you notice the event gets created, and it also gets a color that's placed in it. If you look at my calendar, this yellow one is the Bridgton Academy. Actually, no, the yellow one, if I was to look up in my list, the yellow one is mine. If I want to turn on the Bridgton, the BA schedule, I could click this on, and you'll see that this is now the Bridgton Academy schedule that is housed by the administrators of the school. So that's kind of the main schedule. And I can see right here, if I go to the next week, maybe there's payday on the 27th. It's a big day around here. So you'll notice that you can turn these calendars on and off if you'd like. I don't want to see the BA schedule right now, so I click off on it. I don't like the fact that multimedia and my calendar are close in color. So let me see if I can I drag? No, I'm not going to be able to drag that up. So I want to change the color of this multimedia. I'm going to click on the multimedia calendar, and let's change that to a green. Let's try that again and turn it back on. So I've got my class 1 to 2 in the green, and I know that's my multimedia calendar. Let's go back in the settings, and I want to talk about the sharing in a second. I'm going to go over here to share this calendar. I don't want to make this calendar public, but I do want to add people to this. I've already got a student email. It's called student1@bridgtonacademy.org. So I am basically going to sign this student up to share this calendar. And I'm going to change what this person can do. I just want to make, I want them to see all the event details. So it actually by default comes into exactly the one I want. This would be, you're giving them full power over the calendar. Probably not a good idea for students. You probably don't want to give them the ability to change events either as well. So they're strictly a reader. If you go to the see only free busy time, hide details, it's not going to tell them what the actual event is. It's just basically going to say free or busy, that kind of thing. So we want the see all event details, and I'm going to go ahead and click add person. Puts that person down into the sharing list, and it says see all event details. This is just for public sharing in general, so you really don't want to mess with that. You're going to add your students one by one to the shared calendar. I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And I've got my calendar shared, ready to go. Let me come back in a quick second. Part 2 of this video will be I'll be logged in as a student, and we can figure out what it looks like from the student perspective.